In this position, Magnus finds knight takes e3. It's one of the weirdest tactics I've ever seen. Look at how much time Wesley's down. 26 seconds. The idea of knight takes e3 is to sack the knight before the bishop could take it and then trap the bishop in the center of the board. But not just trap the bishop in the center of the board, trap the bishop in the center of the board in a way where black's queen is coming out and this pawn is weak. So if white castles here, you take, and you go to this pawn, and white just can't defend it because of that sacrifice. So now queen d4, take, and Magnus just will not stop making genius moves. Queen d4, right? No, you take my queen, c5. c5 is genius stuff, If title players watch this, they might go, oh, well, c5's obvious. No, c5 is brilliant stuff. You want him to take your queen so that you can attack his pawn. You don't do it, you do this. If he takes you, you lose this pawn and everything's split. White is completely lost. So queen d8, that's hanging. The knight undevelops itself. Look at this, 8 seconds on the clock. I mean, this is what Magnus does to some of the best players in the world. And I understand if you gotta play 3 hours of blitz, you're gonna get tilted. I get it. Okay, nobody wants to play 3. Can you imagine losing a lot of games in a row and still having to play 2 more hours? You'd break things, okay? Look at this. Knight g4 creates a threat and attacks the pawn on e3. The king moves bishop f5, creates a threat by threatening this and this. White goes here to try to get in the way, to try to undermine white's control of the d5 square. Magnus immediately plays b5, which simultaneously puts pressure on this and removes the control of the d5 square. Knight d5 is played, Magnus immediately hits the knight. Pawn to e4 comes in, now Magnus takes, opening up this pin once again. Now pawn to f5, stripping the defenses away once again. Now knight to f2, hitting the rook and the pawn in the center. Now knight takes e4 check, cashing in, and then he takes. Knight c7, rook to d1. You can take my rook. He gives away a full rook, because if you take it, you can't stop my pawn. Bishop f7, nothing can move in the position. If knight to b3 is played, I play pawn to e2 and pawn to e1. There's just nothing you can do. And in this position, Wesley So resigned.